All right, Steve, the House, remember Nancy Pelosi first said, well, she announced the impeachment inquiry before we knew anything about any phone call. The phone call never mentioned Ukraine. Here's the bigger question, though. The House impeached the president. Fine. That's their constitutional, that's their role, that's their sole power. Now the Senate does their job. Are you concerned at all about, let's try and fix what the Democrats screwed up? Because I'm a little concerned about it. And make up a new case, like have the Senate doing another impeachment hit job.
Right. Well, and they've said they might want to impeach him again because they've shown it's very personal. It's about this president. They're scared he's going to get reelected. But, Sean, they had their chance to make their case, and they brought in witness after witness. They didn't bring in all of our witnesses. We had a long list, and of course, people like the whistleblower Hunter Biden are people we wanted to bring. We were denied that. But their own star witnesses, when under oath were asked, can you name a single impeachable offense? Not one. Was there any bribery? No. And so now it goes over to the Senate, and all of a sudden, after a rigged process in the House, they're going to want to call for a fair trial and call for more witnesses because they didn't do their job in the House. It's not the Senate's job to mop up the mess of the House with this. It was a witch hunt clearly from the beginning, but they didn't make the case because there was no crime. Every other impeachment started with a crime. The president didn't commit the crime. Again, Ukraine got the money and there was no investigation. So getting to what you said earlier in your monologue, how can you impeach somebody for an accusation that never actually happened? But that's where we are. Not because the president did anything wrong, but because they told their base that they would do this because they hate the guy, and they're scared to death that he's going to get reelected in 2020, and their field is so weak. We've got a great economy because of what the president's done. Their field is so weak. That's why they're doing this. The Senate shouldn't mop up the mess of the House.
Ryan, so I'm looking at, and I got to give Senator Mitch McConnell credit here because he's not going to allow this to turn into a circus that goes on. The president especially should have a right to a speedy trial. Now they can make their case, but if they want this to go on for weeks and months, he is creating rules that would allow the president's team the right to make a motion to dismiss, which at that point, it should be a simple up or down vote because the House will make their presentation.
Well, I think we're framing this issue very, very well, especially over the last few days. I think the president's team has done a great job. People around the president have done a great job in that there's two roads the Senate can go down. There's the one road that you're talking about, which is the kill switch, the motion to dismiss, which says even if everything they say is true, there is no crime here. There's no crime of high crimes and misdemeanors. There's no impeachment here. If you look at the abuse of power claim, there's something else in the articles of impeachment that's even more insane, which is the articles of impeachment against the president accuse the president of corrupt motive, whatever that is. No crime, but corrupt motive. And motive is what caused the president here to bring up the issue of corruption and the prosecutor in Ukraine. He never had an opportunity to defend himself on what the motive of the president was. So in other words, the Republicans can go two ways: a motion to dismiss, or as Rand Paul said on your show last week, reciprocal witness list.
Hold on one second. That would be after the evidence is presented. The House will make their case why they impeached the president. That's not something done out of whole cloth.
No.
They will have presented their case.
A motion to dismiss in court is actually even before a summary judgment. You're talking about after all the evidence that is in, then there's a motion to dismiss. I would say that you could get two kicks at the can. You can go in for a motion to dismiss based on the actual accusations, the complaint. If everything in the complaint is true, there's no case here. It should happen. It's not going to happen.
I agree.
So you'd have to do it after the evidence is in. It should happen.
So after they present their case.
Adam Schiff himself said this is a clear case of impeachment. Well, if it's a clear case of impeachment, then why do you need Bolton? Why do you need Mulvaney? You said it's clear. Well, then just roll the dice and take your chances in the Senate with what you've delivered.
That's because it's not only not clear, there was no crime and they know it. Even look at their latest new star witness. It's a guy who's actually under federal indictment for making false statements. That's what they've got. Everybody knows this is a personal vendetta. We've got an election in November. The people are going to decide this. And Pelosi is really losing back home in all these swing districts on what she's trying to do.
All right. Thank you both.